Hello and welcome, business owners, concerned citizens, the paranoid, and the admittedly naive. Thank you, as always, for clicking on and listening to this segment of Words of Wisdom with me, your host, Ross, with Real Cyber. So this is something that I wanted to review with you guys today, and it's kind of the culmination of something we've been talking about for quite a while. I saw this segment on 60 Minutes and saw a lot of buzz about it. A lot of people in the industry that I know were really happy that this got as much mainstream play as it did. The talking points, the thought processes, they did a really good job of curating this episode. And I just wanted to kind of talk a little bit about what that means for business owners, for personal and professional security, kind of regardless of the industry that you're in, and why I can say that with a degree of certainty, unfortunately. So the emerging trend here is something that we've been talking about for a while, and the trend, right, is from a top-down perspective. The trend is increase in volume and increase in severity of attacks across multiple sectors of the economy, government entities, etc. And a couple things that are unique. Yes, volume and severity are unique. That we're seeing these at such a pace that in and of itself is problematic. The other thing that is interesting is the severity, meaning, just to give you a specific example, critical care, hospital systems, emergency rooms, ICUs. I hate to even say this because it honestly sounds silly when you verbalize it, but even in the criminal world, that type of attack impacting those types of systems was, to an extent, taboo, right? Just don't. You can get away with a lot of stuff criminally without, I guess, dipping your toes into pools that tend to elicit a very dangerous response from law enforcement or from the community or whatever, right? And I think that most of us can, even without knowing that world and understanding that thought process, can take just a couple seconds and understand, like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Like, if you're going to be involved in crime, certain things are going to be a little more palatable and acceptable, and then certain things are going to be, okay, wow, we've strayed way outside the lines here, and we've got to find him, and we've got to prosecute him, we got to burn it to the ground, right? So if you want to be in crime for a long time, it makes simple, logical sense to avoid those things, right? Okay, so that apparently is not a concern as we move into 2024. They have attacked, when I say they, threat actors from multiple countries all across the world have attacked anything and everything with no regard for consequences or collateral damage at all. That's important. We are now understanding, due to information that's being released by various international and U.S. law enforcement agencies, that there's a reason that these attacks have been so effective and coordinated. So what they're finding now is that American and Western European native speakers, young, impressionable, albeit disenfranchised, right? Sociologically, emotionally, intellectually, with their home country, are reaching out to experienced, hardened Russian ransomware gangs who are, I mean, they're the the OGs, so to speak, of monetizing cybercrime. They're the best, and they've been doing it for a long time. Okay? But the new and interesting trend is that these localized hackers are utilizing their knowledge of local customs and businesses and policies and governments and vulnerabilities and leveraging their native speaking capabilities and their familiarity with dialect and all of these things that the Russian ransomware gangs would have found difficult even just a couple years ago. Now there's this unholy alliance between the two. So the experienced criminals are swooping in, and they're able to use hackers that live and work and reside in Florida or in London or in Paris, and that is problematic because the young, less experienced, although more integrated hacker is giving the Russian criminal access to things that before were more difficult, and that is spreading the damage like wildfire, right? So this trend is disturbing. It's problematic. It's causing issues in lots of different industries. We can think about some of the things that we've just seen in the last, May now. So we've just seen in the last, let's say, 6 to 9 months. Think Change Healthcare, think Henry Schein, think Chase, think AT&T, MGM in Las Vegas. So these are not small breaches. These are not inconsequential breaches. These are devastating, problematic, economically costly, and the downstream implications for the patients or the clients or the users or the consumers in any of those businesses have yet to even be explored, to be honest with you. I mean, these breaches have come so quick and so fast and so volatile that the risk incurred by anyone whose information has been exposed in this massive wave of attacks, we haven't even explored yet. The fraud and the targeting and the phishing and the and the identity theft hasn't even begun in some of those instances, right? So interesting and disturbing and concerning all at once. So I just thought that since it's being talked about, and this segment was really good, if you've got time, I definitely encourage you to watch it. But since it touches on so many things that we've been talking about lately and I've been writing about over the last couple of months, I just thought, hey, this is a really good piece that coalesces a lot of this information and kind of brings it home. So I encourage you to check out the piece. I hope that just what we've gone over here today was instructive and informative. Thank you as always for clicking and listening, and wherever you're at, hope you're having a fantastic day, harden the target, and stay vigilant.